Alexa, play ocean sounds. All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Brad. Good morning, James. Josiana, good morning. How are you? Pat, good morning. Robert, good to see you, Robert. Stephen and Omer, good morning, everybody. Tassos, good morning. Can you hear me? Audio check on Zoom and YouTube. Good morning, good morning. Okay, good deal, good deal. All right, we seem to have figured out what the problem was on YouTube as far as audio, and we're loud and clear on both. That's awesome. All right, guys, so taking a quick look at the market here. We had the Empire State Manufacturing Index that came in early on about an hour ago. That's the only economic news that we have lined up for today. Tomorrow, Tuesday at 7:30 Central, we have core retail sales at 7:30. Then we have industrial production at 8:15. 10 o'clock, we have FOMC bars peaks, business inventory. Then on Wednesday, we have building permits at 7:30 Central. And Thursday, the big one is unemployment claims and Philly Fed manufacturing on 7:30, and 9 o'clock is existing home sales, rounding up on a Friday with no economic news. So really overall, not a big day, as a big week as far as economic news. Good morning, SNK. Yeah, brother. I spent the weekend, figured out what the problem was. It was specific to Streamlab, and we fixed it. Thank you for your patience. Now, taking a look, the market just opened. We had a run up. Finally, we have the 200 and the 100 in sync, and we had a break above the range and a break above the Globex bands. So we're getting a bit of a momentum coming in. Well, I mean, we had a captain setup on that one. Yeah, look at that. Double captain setup, one here and one here on the 50 NT Runko. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Next target is 765. Pullbacks are viable in this environment. Just have to watch. The ultimate level is 702, which is the whole number. So as long as we continue to trade above 705 to 690, then these pullbacks are viable against that pullback to that level. Okay. I'm gonna post an order just to make sure that my system is working the way it's supposed to be working. Okay, so that's an order. That's another order. Canceling those orders. I'm going to above the market. All right, that's working. We're at the top end of the range on the 100 NT Renko, so we're getting a little bit of a pause right now in price action. We got to that target, but we didn't close. We should have another switch trade and close that. So we gotta watch out for that 45 level. We gotta trade above 45. There you go. We close that target. We're going to the next target, which is 790. Good morning, Josh. How are you? Target number four is hit. We're hitting 790 here. Target number five is 792. So you're getting the next swing trade target and also target number five in this rotation. Pullbacks are viable in this environment. So the stop to any rotation that's up here is literally under 730. Okay, so you got to protect that 730, 740. That zone right here needs to be protected. It's Monday, so you want to be patient a little bit and spend some time learning the patterns and seeing how well are we going to hold any pullback, because we haven't had a pullback yet, right? Because that's going to tell us what kind of day we're going to have. Harmony zone number 2 is established. Yeah, if the market sells off below this and does a switch trade right here, the odds are we're gonna dig into the 750 and try to test the 40s. So just be careful here. There's a signs that the market is pausing. So when we're looking at ES, we're seeing the fact that they put a captain setup switch trade, double switch trades on the 30 NT Rinko, excuse me, on the 6 NT Rinko, and the price reacted well toward it. So that was the catalyst for that move going higher. When we look at the 50 NT Rinko, really we have not closed we have not closed the candle. So that's just lagging behind how NQ is behaving. So ES is weaker than NQ. So now we're look at that. We broke that channel number 2, and now we're retesting harmony zone number 1. Harmony zone number 1 is 740 by 730, and the 15 by '05 is harmony zone number 2. So this has to hold, like this area right here. So now the cloud shifts. So the market has to do some work. And what is the quality of the work the market needs to do in order for it to resume its long bias? It needs to rebound here. And the cloud needs to shift from negative to a positive, most likely coming into the middle of the range and coming back to retest that move, and then making another higher low for a shift in the cloud. So they need to do that either here or right here at 29. Sometimes they will break it and do that same formation. But right now, looking at this makes me concerned about even attempting any longs right now. You're looking at the 100 NT Rinko, and the 100 NT Rinko shifted negative. So what that means that the 200 and the 100 are out of sync. So if they're out of sync, you're getting a two-sided market, and we have to gather more information out of this market before we jump in any direction. You definitely getting trapping behavior, because whenever the market does this with conviction and slice right through harmony zone number 1, that's an area of concern. Okay. So now we're digging back into the Globex band. Okay, so we have a target to all this, which is Globex, which is 690. And as of the past couple of weeks, the market has been doing a lot of this, where they run up above the Globex band and come back in and test Globex, and then sell off below it and come back to retouch it to the upside. So they're constantly balancing and rebalancing failed breakouts and breakdowns into the middle of the Globex band. And it's good for us to have the capacity to see this coming. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Hanson. And we're getting a little bit of selling pressure here. So you're getting, see that high, lower high. They're retesting harmony zone number 2. So that's going to be a critical level right now for us. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be patient on a Monday, and simply watch the price, wait for 9 o'clock, and couple of things that will be actionable for me. One of them is if we can get the cloud to shift positive, then I will resume, and the 100 NT Rinko shift positive to 764 and a quarter. If that happens, then I'm going to be inclined to go long. If the price goes down to 690, that's hitting Globex, and rallies back up become shortable to me. Anything in between, I'm electing to wait till 9 o'clock to see more information out of this market before making decisions. Good job, Pat. Yeah, that 30. Oh, you took short. Let me see here what you said. Took the short at 30. Wow. That worked. They were exhausted, yeah. Here we go. Another rotation right here. So the harmony zone, the harmony wave, is disconnected. We hit a railroad short for price action shifting. Target number 3. Ah, good for you. That's a good one, bud. That's a good one. All right. We're hitting harmony zone number 2 at 7:15 by 7:05. Okay, so you're seeing weakness here. I'm seeing weakness. I'm seeing the consolidation with lower highs. That the longs needed to protect that 30 level that we talked about. So now they're trading between harmony zone number 1 and 2, and you're making lower highs. What does that mean? That means that there is inherited weakness in this price action, and if this continues, you're gonna get a flush sell that's gonna get you to 690. I'll be back. Okay. All right. They're bouncing around here. What do we do with this? Just give it a little bit of time. It's 8:56, 4 minutes to the top of the hour. We know what the levels that will get us to act. Here you go. You're getting a little bit of a flush behavior here. Yeah, the price action is stuck here, but let's see. There's a captain set up short on the 40 NT Rinko, so we wanna. We should see a little bit of a push coming through. You see how they're stuck at 750, like Adam said. Zone number one, channel number one, channel number two, excuse me. Here we go. Trend line. So we're getting a two-sided market, right? Not a lot of conviction either way. And we're at the top end of the Globex band, which, the market is dug through it, then came back to retest it. Not really conviction either way. So I'm gonna wait. I mean, no sense in putting on a trade. I mean, they're putting a switch trade right here long. I mean, that should be a catalyst for upward momentum. Now the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the long side. So we're seeing kind of the scenario on the long side shaping up a lot better now. And this is a key. This pullback, and that is a key. So basically what the market has done is they came into harmony zone number 1 and 2, sliced through 1, came to 2, and just kept bouncing back, accumulating, and now they're working on a push upward. Hey Pro, good morning. How are you? ES is behaving well as well. I mean, you're getting multiple testing of the middle of the range, and then boom, target number 2 is hit. Pullbacks are viable in ES as well. The only issue with ES is you have not closed the 50 NT Rinko either way. So that tells me that the range on ES is small and it's just lagging NQ. NQ is showing a little bit better price structure on the long side, but a lot of consolidation in tight ranges. So that's the personality of a Monday through the first half an hour of the morning session. So what am I waiting on? If we can get a pullback now into the 740, 735, and then a one candle reversal. Let's see. Okay, so I mean, they're coming here. I mean, what happened if they get here and then give me a one candle reversal at 45? I'm gonna take it. If we sell off here and continue to break, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. You break anything under the 730, I'm gonna pause on that idea of trying to take a long here. Wow. Look at that. So the 200 and the 100 are in sync. We got the pullback to the bottom end of the harmony zone 1. Bounced it right back up. Okay. Cloud is still positive. Yeah, that's a good sign. All right. We didn't want to break that 30, so we didn't. All right. Pullbacks are buyable against the 30, against harmony zone number 1, and against the channel. Just gonna see if I can get a fill here on a pullback, and I know where my stop is at and why. And my stop is 26 actually. And let's see if I can get excuse me. And my target would be 790. Let's see. I'm gonna go break even on this, cancel this order. We're spending a lot of time here. It's either gonna go or not, and if it doesn't go, I'll break even plus a tick, pay for the commission. It gave me 5 points, but I just see this as a a bigger move than what it is going on here. And I'm comfortable just taking a break even. That's fine. It's just a lot, spending a lot of time here, right? It's like, okay, well, why are you spending time here when you should be expanding and breaking? Okay, like, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, that's fine, but the fact that you're not. Yeah, like, I mean, if they put another switch trade here, I'll just jump back in. Interesting, yeah. So, like, right here, 55 buy. That should be a good one, man. Let's see. Here you go. And my stop is my stop, but let's see if I can get a move. Here you go. I'm gonna see if I can add to it. Uh-oh. I'm gonna get out of that one. Let's see. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So we gave up 5 points on that trade. 57 to 53. Yeah. 52. All right. So another railroad long. We should see expansion to the upside. Well, I mean, the longs are definitely in charge here. I mean, you could tell. It just we have to kind of manage the trade without taking too much risk. I mean, any entry I had here had a stop of 20, 26, 25. But that would have been about 30-point stop. Just a little bit too much. So here we go. Our target is 790. Okay. There's not a lot of momentum up here. Hey Juju, good morning. Question here, I mean, we keep getting railroad longs. Can we break that 65 into a 75? Then we'll start moving to our target of 90. And so far, I mean, the patterns are all long. It's just, you know, things are slow, right? It's not like there's nothing like the candles, the price spends a lot of time in intra candle. Like right here, I mean, the entry is 58, and I need to see that 65.70, and you know they constantly countering. So what do I want to do with that type of price action, where we have like one, two, three, like three rotation in a 10-15 point range. That's not a momentum market. You just have to be patient here. I mean, the only good news, or one of the good news, is we are continuing to hold the channel, and we're trading above Globex bands, and the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the long side. Okay, so all of that is long behavior. You almost have to kind of buy and sell, not on the close of the candle, but in the move to the middle of the range, because that's the kind of market we're dealing with right now. All right, 1 minute to the bottom of the hour. Yeah, you break that 60, come back and retest. We can look at an entry point long. We need to see the 65 close as well. I think patience is a good thing here. The stop to all this rotation is under 730. So a lot of earnings going on this week, right? Watching paint dry. Yeah, I know, Brad. That would get me going. Here we go. I mean, that's ultimately what I was looking for. Here you go. See this? You're getting the break. They came in, tested it, and retested it, and boom, off you go. All right. At least we got some action here. Yeah, well, you had the switch trade on the 50 NT Rinko, by the way. 70 NT Rinko is still intact and long. 200 and 100 are intact and long. So I mean, the play here is long. Okay, baby. Okay, okay. Let's go. Okay. So all these pullbacks and run back ups and all that noise has an important stop right under that 730. So as long as we don't break that level, yeah, that's not good right here. Yeah, what a noisy market, right? See that switch trade right here? That's going to be a catalyst for a retest right now into this zone. I mean, that's the market is not. That's not a premium. So if this candle that we are in right now closes lower at 744.75, then there's going to be an expectation to see a break below 40 into the 35, and we'll see how strong they are there. So that would be the kind of the thinking here. ES is still holding up. I mean, you have to have ES at 42 in order for this idea to start kind of taking hold. We're just dealing with a middle of the range price action and without momentum or direction. So the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the long side. So ultimately, what we need to be seeing is a new cloud positive upward. So we could participate in the direction of the 200 and the 100. If we break anything under that 27, that will disconnect the market again. Okay, and we'll start digging back into the Globex band. So not a premium environment to be trading in. I mean, there's opportunities here on the scalping side, and they're small, and they're not giving us a lot of, they're not giving us one move of 50 points in any direction. They're giving us maybe 10 points, 15 points, and it pullbacks. So that's the environment we're working with, and the way to handle this type of environment is very patient, under trade with a minimum amount of contracts, scalp. You're talking about your Zoom chat, your I'm not sure, but my friend. So I mean, it should be separate. If it's still part of your bar, make sure that you have show chat previews. That's how I have selected it. So you could do that. See if that works. Come in here. Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of. If that doesn't work, look it up on YouTube and see how you could separate it. All right, so that railroad trade is happening. Okay, there you go. So now you've seen a differential here between ES and NQ. ES is, actually closed one candle in favor of that long move, while NQ closed that candle lower and a confirmation candle. But this pressure that you're seeing at the top end of that range for ES is going to have an impact here. Hey, iFrag. Yeah, you're saying this YM is strong too? Yeah. So you're getting ES moving. I mean, there's a lot of disconnect in this market right now. And actually, it's really important to see markets that look like this. So you know, so I can train myself and you can train yourself as well, not to act, you know? So this is one of those markets where you will burn yourself trying to overtrade. You literally will. Like right here, you had that switch trade and that I mean, not switch trade, railroad and railroad. So the key here is to see that break below 47 into the 40 and then target number one. That has a good possibility of happening. And then we're measuring my expectations or your expectations as well to what is happening. And that will tell you and tell me how well we're reading the market. So if you keep making assumptions about direction and the market is cooperating and it's exactly what you think is going to happen is actually happening, that tells you that you're connecting and you should be trading. But if the opposite is true, then staying on the sideline is a better choice. So since we are almost at 10 o'clock, how is everybody doing? Adam, Brad, Hanson, James, Josiana, Pat, where we at Pat, Robert, I haven't heard from you, Steven, Omer, Josh, SNK, Juju, Troy, iFrag, Frida, plus 450, negative 200, plus $40 for Pat. Oh, plus 400. Okay, well, that's even better. No trades for Omer. Okay. Up 50 per account. That's good. Up 100. Up 2.5 points ES Pro. Okay. Take care, Pro. See you. Hey, GM. Is that you? Where you been? He disappeared all of a sudden. I mean, Steven, I mean, you could go to the edge of that chat and just manipulate it and move it around. It's not stuck or attached to anything. As far as I know. Here you go. I mean, you should be able to do this, and move it around. Okay. So we're good. Long vacation? Okay. Well, we all need that from time to time. That's for sure. Well, good to see you back. Yeah, let's catch up soon. All right, so here we go. The back and forth business going on here. Simply, the 200 and the 100 are they're in sync on the long side. So I'm not necessarily looking to go short in this market. I mean, unless we get a complete reversal of 690. I mean, if the market wants to do that, then that could shift things around, at least momentarily, and we can start looking for a push towards 627. But till that happens, you're really kind of looking for all these pullbacks as a buying opportunity, and you're looking for the cloud here to shift from negative to a positive, and then start looking for signals on the long side. I mean, what happened if we break 759 here? So if we break 759, then that will set the stage up for, you know, there will be a captain set up long on the 50 NT wrinkle. Okay, so 759. Then we need a confirmation which is above 64 into a close above 68. And if you get 68, then pullbacks become viable again, and we can start looking for entry points. So I mean, what we're seeing here is every time we come up to the harmony zone, we're getting a reaction. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So not a lot of momentum, not a lot of direction, but we can tell that the longs are the dominant force in a very sideways consolidated market. And eventually, you're going to get a bit of separation. It's 10 o'clock right now, so top of the hour. Here we go, 69. Did we say 69? Yeah, 69. Okay, 59. So we got the 59. We got the captain set up. Let's see if we can get the 65, then the 68. Then pullbacks are buyable. I want a little bit more confirmation out of this market in the form of the 70 and the 50, along with the 100 and the 200. All of them are in the same direction, in sync. If I can get that, then I'll feel a little bit more comfortable trying to take pullbacks in an environment that is not momentum environment. خايف على مرته. All right, so let's talk about the 739.50. I mean, if we break under the 30 again, that would be an issue, and the market really has to hold the line here, because that would be breaking that captain setup. If you start breaking anything under that 35, 36, the market is vulnerable for a pullback here. Not enough for me to go short, not enough for me to go long. I'm looking for, a break to 68 or a break below 730. One of those two things need to happen, and that will get me to start looking at the market to act. Josayina, I'm sending you a text. All right, so they tested the bottom end of that, and that's what you want to see right here. Okay, let's see if we can get to that 68. That's a big deal. So a higher low against that harmony zone, number one. Market is firming up for a move upward. We need to see 68. After 68, we need to see pullbacks. Pullbacks become buyable, and we'll be looking for the 790 as a target, and then higher prices from there. Where would that idea be challenged? At 740 and 730. If we break those two levels, then that idea is on hold altogether. Okay. Thank you, Josina. Josiane. Josina. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Okay. We need to see 68. I'm not going to get ahead of it. Yeah. Uh, so Captain set up short on ES on the 6 NT Rinko. Okay. So, and a Captain set up on the 40 NT Rinko short. And we're about to break the Captain setup on the 50 NT Rinko. Yeah, so things are happening here, and they're happening quick. We talked about the 40 and the 30 levels that they need to break. 70 NT Rinko, they came up and tested that top end of that range close to 68, and they just could not get it up there. So that's, I know, Adam. And that's why, I felt like we recognized the environment and we applied the right idea to it, which is to undertrade, scalp only, and for small targets, 5 to 10 points if you can get that. That's the type of environment that we are in here. Yep. And that's one of those things about Monday, especially Monday morning. I tend to want to see more out of this market before I kind of commit to trading and or over trading. You don't want to overtrade. All right. So 68. Yeah, the same to you, GM. Take care, and good to see you back in action. Can tell you that one. If you overtrade this market and you're looking for a trend and you're getting in at the top end of it and it will just literally chop you to pieces. You know? So the fact that we're sitting here and waiting and watching and learning and making assumptions and seeing how well we're connecting to it, we're avoiding an environment that is not a very constructive environment for active trading. Now there is ways to trade this, and it really you almost have to not even wait for the 20 NT Rinko to close, and just kind of go into the move in the direction of the 200 and the 100 and say, okay, well, we're coming into the middle of the range, buy. We're running 2-3 candles, sell. That's just literally the only move that seems to have worked. I mean, if you're looking for 2.5, 5 points, yeah, you're getting. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. All right, let's see what we're gonna do with this. At least we got that 68. The 50 NT Rinko captain setup is holding. They put on a captain setup short on the 40 and failed it. So I'm looking for pullbacks to buy into it with a stop under 40. I just need better price, so this way I'm not taking a 25-point stop. So let's see if I can get that price. $54. Let me see, captain setup 54. Well, a captain setup on the 70 would be a close under 42. So you can't have 42 close. Well, let's see. I mean, that's 50. I want to see a reversal candle to 57. I'm moving my stop. All right, I'm flattening that trade because things are so damn slow, but made a small amount of money. This should really go to target number one. Well, here you go. A little bit of impatience there, but we should be getting to a higher price, to be honest with you. Like, where's my target? The ultimate target is 790. Really? Against that 42. So a 57 has a 15-point stop, and we're looking for a break above 70 into the 80 and the 90. An issue would be if the price start breaking anything under that 48, and it's vulnerable for it, and that's why a pause here was an issue. Like, I should have got in here, closed higher, hit the target number one. If they want to pull back, then that would be okay, and then a move higher. But there's so much noise in this market and lack of direction that I'm almost better off just taking that 5-point profit and just move on to the next trade and the next trade and the next trade. Okay. Like, if I'm looking for a bigger move, it seems like it goes up a little bit and just tick, 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 back and forth. But that's fine. I mean, let's see if I can get a re-entry. I mean, like right here would be a re-entry. 42 has to be my stop. So, I mean, that's 62 to 42. That's a 20-point stop now. We're about to close ES to the upside here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, it's gonna start moving, right? All right. A higher low. So what's my expectation here? My expectation is to see that 64, 68 again and not this type of pullback. Okay? Now if we break 64.75, that would be a captain setup failure on the 20 on the 40 in Tirinko with a switch trade, and that would be a good signal for me to get in back to the long side with a little bit oversized. I'll probably put 2 contracts there, and then my stop to that trade is gonna be 49 half. So basically, yeah, from 65 to 49 half is my stop, and then I'm gonna look for an ad above 70 if I can get like a switch trade or something. So that would be the structure of that trade. In ES, they broke that captain setup into a run up to 45, 48 half. That's the next target, and if they do that, that means we are going to be closing the 50 NT Rinko to the upside with a bullish bias. I mean, we remember where ES was weaker than NQ. Now NQ is weaker than ES. Go figure, right? Here we go. So 65, right? So 65. I'm gonna just put an order there, let the market get there. And I'm gonna buy the pullback. 65. Here we go. 65. Let them get there. Okay, so that's good. And I'm looking for an ad. I mean, if it pulls back a little bit, I'll add into it. I know where my stop is, 49. I'm looking for target number 2 as well. See, the only problem if they pull back and they close this candle at 57 and a quarter, really doesn't give me much room. Here we go. Let's go to 70. Let's go 70s. Yeah, here we go. Well, I'll take that 5 point. You know, I really want to hold on for something bigger. I really do, and I think this has the making of it. But right at this spot, and you pause. Like, okay, well, while you're pausing, Like this is an area of momentum. It shouldn't be a pause, but it's just the personality of the day is such as. I'm looking for 790. There you go. So the patient people are getting rewarded. I got rewarded a little bit, about 5 points, but there we go. There we go. And the 790 coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you guys jumped in. Even if you made a little bit. I mean, those both of these trades are money makers anyway. But comes at 90. Damn. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Let me know how that works out, Brad. Okay, at the bottom of the hour, 10:30, European market close. At least, I mean, do you guys see the logic of that trade? I mean, does it make sense to you, the logic of it? Because we had a lot of things going on for this little structure right here. Okay, you had the 70, you had the 50, you had the 40 NT Rinko with a failed cap tennis and a switch trade. Then you had the 200 and the 100 are in sync. Then you had a channel to the upside with a cloud positive, and then you have a break above the trend line. I mean, all these factors came into alignment in the direction of that trade. So I mean, if you divide, you know, the pros and cons, why should I take the trade versus why should I not take it? The stacked column is I should be long. And the risk is tolerable too. I mean, you had the 57, you had a stop at 49, you had a stop at 42, and that would have been a reasonable stop to that move. This is going to be the biggest trade of the day. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Here comes that 90. Here comes that 90. So close, so close, so close. Here we go. Target at 790. Oh, and target is hit. Next target is 815. Pullbacks are buyable against the new Harmony Way zone of 765 by 55. Harmony zone number 2 is 40 by 30. And we're heading to the next target. The harmony zones, and what do they entail? I mean, the harmony zones are zones, the basically your there are support or resistance zones, obviously depending on the direction of the 200 and the 100. So when the 200 is up candle, then that is a support. Two zones are supporting the price pullback. That's the first thing, and they factor in the volume and the range in its own calculation. So as the market is moving, it's going to move along with it, and it's going to show you about a 10-point range for each of those zones. So how I would use it, like we've been talking a lot, today, we saw the market basically come into harmony zone number 2 multiple times and support the price and not sell before, below it. That was a bullish behavior. Then the market shifted the cloud into a positive, came in and pulled back into harmony zone number 1. So now harmony zone number 1 and 2 are significant, and they're supporting the price action. Then we start seeing the channel and the break from that channel and that trend line, and separating ourselves from harmony zone number 1. So it's telling us that those two zones are lines of defense for any position that you take. So if I'm taking a long here at 782, what is a legitimate? Okay, so a lot of us, for reasons of risk, account management, will say, hey, I only want to lose 10 points on one contract. But is that stop significant to the market? Meaning, if I'm speculating that the market is going to go up to that big target, does it make sense for me to put a stop from 82 to 72 just because me personally, I don't want to lose more than that? And the answer to that question is no. The actual stop to this rotation is not a 10-point stop. It's literally from that distance of 82 down to below 53, which is below harmony zone number 1. Because if we start breaking anything below that, the odds are we're going to test harmony zone number 2, and then this structure will collapse. So that would be a significant stop. So you really have to, they're self-created with an indicator. They're self-created. They're programmed into the logic here. And every time the candles close, meaning the 200 Inti-Rinko candle close, these zones will update, and they will update up here in your on your dashboard. So this way you could quickly come and see, okay, 65 by 55, zone number 1, zone number 2, 40 by 30. Those need to hold for any buys that I have up here. Here you go, the biggest move of the day. Next target, 815. All right, guys. So we're hitting target, the next target, which is the 815. We're about 10 points away. All right. Take care, Pat. All right, guys. We're at top of the hour here in a minute. So the market is moving exactly where we think it's going to be moving to, and the 815 is coming up. Then from there, you have a potential breakout that could take us to the high of Friday, which is 855, and then you can get some momentum above it, and you know we felt like we read that break accurately, and we participated in it, made a little bit of money off of it, and add. So I mean, if I ask myself a question, is okay, what would have made me stay in this trade a little bit longer? Stay until target number one, having two contracts instead of one, selling one at target number one, holding on to target number to the first entry with the first contract with a break even stop, adding one on this trigger trade, holding to target number three, selling at target number three, holding on to that one contract and moving my stop to 773, adding one contract at 800, sell into that move to 10 and moving my stop to 790. That would be the sequence of events that would have kept me in the trade, but it all starts with adding more than just one contract. So that, we're always thinking in terms of how can we improve our process, right? So that would be that. Is starting with two and taking a profit, going break even, then finding opportunities to add, and as you add, you're pocketing some money and going to break even, and constantly doing it till you end up at a point where the market is just simply done. And that's it. So we had a couple of good trades here. I mean, this one was a flat, a small stop. Then we had small profit into that move. That's it for me, guys. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.